Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have not done a TBR, or for those new to my channel, a to be read video in several months. The reason why I haven't is because I set up a TBR on my spreadsheet every single day. I update it. I whether I'm finishing a book, reading a book, have a review draft or reviews that I have to write and review in books that I want to read. But the problem is that I will get a book and discover it's book 2, 3, or 6 in the series, and then I will go to my library or to the publisher and get all the other books in the series and read them first so that those things off. A good example is when I read the Oxford Mystery for a blog tour. I hadn't read books 1 to 4, so or when I got, The Killer in Me from Olivia Cannon, I hadn't read Too Close to Breathe. So my TBR gets shifted around all of the time. So I decided that since I believe that I've caught up on everything that's connected to a series, I would go ahead and do a TBR video. But as you can see, what's in the shot is my traveler's journal, because I'm going to plan my TBR in my traveler's journal. But before I do that, I am going to show you, and I'm going to move the paper close and move it up to explain it to you before I start writing things down. What you see in yellow right here are books that I've read that I have not yet written the reviews for. And this column here is the date of release, and in these columns is when I started and when I completed them. Of course, these are the author names. And then what you have here in white, which should be red because I'm currently reading Hush Hush. I'm 50% into that. And then my next book is A Justified Murder. So for the month of April, kind of a slow month for me, this would be book 14, this would be book 15. And while I'm in the first column, I'm going to shift the paper a little. You see little notes here, here's a note, and some notes here. These tell me where the books are located because I have books on different Kindles, or get them from different libraries, or from different publishers, or from different review sources. So those are just to remind me where things are. These books in white are the next books that I'm reading. As I mentioned, I'm already reading this one, and these are the books that I'm going to be reading after I finish that. A Justified Murder is for review, but I just finished A Willing Murder, so A Justified Murder is next. I'll probably start that tonight. That's by Jude Devereaux. And then the next few books, Tick Tock, Like the Wind, and Sisters of Summer's End. Now, Sisters of Summer's End doesn't come out until June 11th, but I'm on Laurie Foster's 3 team, so I need to get that read and published on Goodreads so that I can promote that book. These books in blue are first to read, and there's the names there, and then the authors there. And I have notes that says read before certain dates, and also these are all before the 30th, and these are before the 21st. That's because first to read gives you exactly 42 days from the date of download to read a book, and then the downloads expire. So even though some of these don't come out too close to the end of the month, actually some of these come out in May, but since they're not, since they'll expire before the end of the month, I will go ahead and get those read so that I don't have to worry about them expiring. And then what I'll do, depending on like when the various titles are released, they'll be scheduled on the blog. Quite naturally, as I get reviews written, they go on Goodreads all the time, and I'm referring to these. But if you see dates like books, like say this book, Huge Deal, right here, it doesn't come out until April 23rd. That won't go on the blog until April 23rd. The Girl in the Painting is released on the 11th, which is just in a couple of days, so it won't go up until after that. So when any of these books here in blue, even though I'll be reading them early, they will go on Goodreads, but they won't go on the blog. And then I have a few more regular books from NetGalley, or this one I got from NetGalley, but I also got on Hoopla so I can listen to it digitally, in audiobook format. These books are already all out. As you can see, March 2018 here, October 3rd there. So these will just go on the blog as they're written. So those are this is a printout from a page from my spreadsheet. So I will go to my traveler's notebook and get my little page holder out of the pocket, and I'm going to open it up to the current week. Today is the 11th, and I have some planning things that I need to do for my blog this week and also for the channel. So let me put this in here. I'm sorry for the delay. And I'm also going to grab some a colorful box sticker that I can use to, sorry for shaking the camera. Okay, I found the right one. I'm going to grab these stickers and I'm going to put some boxes, continue to put boxes here, and then when I get to the next page, I'll put a couple of boxes there. So since I have black here, I'll just grab a couple more black ones. I want to grab 2. And actually I'm going to grab 4, and I'll tell you why in a moment. I'm just sticking them on my hand for just to speed things up a little bit rather than to stick one and go back and forth. Okay, I put one review up today already, and I'm gonna move my laptop back to give me more room. I put one review up today already, and I want to put 2 up tomorrow, so I'm going to put 2 stickers there. I've got 7 draft reviews, so they simply need to be edited and posted. So that's Friday. I want to get 2 up for Saturday and Sunday, and two up for Saturday. And so I'm going to look over here. That I need, that's 4 stickers, so that's 4 reviews. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books additional. So if I'm industrious enough, I can try to get 2 up for Sunday, and that will cover my blog. And out of frame, a crooked sticker is crooked, so let's put it back down, try to get it in there straight. So this is my blog. Now I do have stamps that are dedicated to blogging, that can say write review, post review, and things of that nature. But for the sake of time, I'm not going to play with my stamps on this video. I simply want to note what I'm going to be reading. So today is Thursday, and I started Hush Hush last night, which is right here. I haven't started A Justified Murder, so there is a forward sticker, and no, I do not know what book it's in, but I'm simply going to put a sticker that is a down arrow, and that will be for, it's going to start tonight, but I'll be continuing it into Friday. So it's down for the for Wednesday, but I'm not starting it tonight. So again, our forward sticker will go there, and so I will go ahead and write it there, and that's A Justified Murder. I will not be whiting it out up here. I will simply put a forward sticker there. When I take my stamps out, I'll move the 6 down to here. I will, in this case, put the number of pages because I already know from here that it's 330 pages. And then when we get to Friday, I will go back to my spreadsheet and say, okay, the next book is TikTok, and I want to read that on Friday. Now, my grandsons will be here Friday night, so if I have a good Friday morning, I will also try to get Like the Wind in on Friday. Now, there is a readathon that begins at 6 p.m. on Friday, and it goes to 6 p.m. on Sunday. The last readathon, between being exhausted and having been with my new grandson and then my 5, 6-year-old and 11-year-old grandsons all weekend, I kind of goofed up that readathon. So I'm only gonna, because the boys will be here, put 1 book for Saturday, and that would be Sisters of Summer's End by Lori Foster. Now, I think, yes, I still have my stickers out there right here. As I finish the books, since I'm reading Hush Hush, obviously there's no sticker there. So when I'm done, I will place the stickers. Then Sunday is stream day. There's going to be a lot of streams, but I'm still going to write down the next book, which, back to my spreadsheet, is the first to read title I have, which is Rogue Strike. Now, when I go to Goodreads to put these as currently reading, I then grab the page numbers, and that's when I'll plug that in. I used to get them. There is a column on the far right of the spreadsheet, several columns. Oh no, it's right here actually. I used to, when I would fill this out, throw the page numbers on here, but that I don't do that. I usually just wait till I put them on Goodreads and the currently reading. I want to see if I get all of these reviews posted over the next few days. So until I know they're going to be effectively posted, I won't put any stickers on this side for my blog. And the reason why is I got to get these guys written here. But I do want to continue my TBR though. And the next book I have, and now that it will be Monday and my regularly scheduled Monday appointment is going to be canceled due to Patriots Day, I'm going to put 2 books down, and that's A Touch of Forever, and that's by Joe Goodman. And then the next book I will jot down, and this is by Kate Carlisle, and it's called The Book Supremacy. Now, I am not going to put these book covers on this video. I may, but I don't think I will. And then the next book I have, and this is another first to read title, is The Favorite Daughter. And until we get to the weekend, I will continue to put down 2 books per day. And in some cases, I will read 3 books, but at the very minimum, I'm going to get 2 done per day. Providing I don't flare and sleep all the time, but we'll see. There's whiteout, there's stickers, and there's a whole bunch of ways to fix this up. The next book, Shalene and Fashawn have already read this. It's The Cowboy and His Baby. And that is by Jessica Clare. And then I'm also going to read Tomorrow There Will Be Sun by Dana Reinhardt. And let me jot that down. Then Thursday, I have A Lord Apart by Jane Ashford. I'm going to hold that off because Scribd will have it available to me on the 20th, so I will put that down here for the 20th. And the reason that I knew that is because I made a note for when Scribd will have it, and that's right here on the 20th. So I'll go back to my list, and I already downloaded Finding Katarina M. Right here, Finding Katarina M from Hoopla. And then my next NetGalley is Secrets Never Die, and either Elizabeth or Shalene has read this already. And this came out a long time ago. This actually came out, no, this came out in March, so I'm not sure if either one of them read it. This came out on March 19th. Then I have a library hold for the next book in my TBR, which is Alaskan Holiday. Now, see this note NG for NetGalley? I can read it digitally, but if I wait till the library has it, I can get it in Audible. So I'm going to hold off Alaskan Holiday for a minute. That's by Debbie Maycomber. So the next one I'll jot down, and I'm only putting 1 book because we're at the weekend and my grandsons usually come. So notice that I'm going down to 1 book. Actually, for Thursday, since this is an audiobook, I can stick another book in. So I got down to Secrets Never Die is there. So why don't I stick Tell Nobody right here. And that's going to be all. That's it. I just wanted to go from today, Thursday, till next Friday. Oh, I see Sundays on this calendar here, so why don't we put Sundays, which is A Deadly Divide, and that's a NetGalley. That way this is completely filled out. So what I'll do, as I mentioned, is as I get to each book, I will jog over to Goodreads, stick it into currently reading, and put the page numbers in. The next thing I do, and I'm not going to do it here because I have to see if I actually complete anything in the order that I put it here, but the next thing I do is I go by week, and actually I will do this because today's Thursday and my week pretty much ends on Friday night as far as my Friday reads is concerned. So I only have 2 more books, which is TikTok and Like the Wind. So look at this, 7, that will only be 8 books for this week, but it happens. So I've got Hush Hush and Justified Murder here, so TikTok and Like the Wind. And Like the Wind. Okay. And then when I start the very next book after that, which is Sisters of Summer's End, it will go on this page here. And anything I read will go there until the end of that week, and then I'll begin again here. Now every time, and I mentioned this in a previous video, every time I go to a new page, I renumber from the number 1. So that's how I know that I'm only going to get 8 books read in this particular Friday Reads. Speaking of Friday Reads, I did just make a video and I did all of these. I reviewed all of these. So I'll make a video in the next few days and I'll review these, and then this will probably show up next week and I'll do those. That's how I plan to work with this Traveler's Journal. I don't do much else. I do kind of have to peek at this so I don't forget what Elizabeth and I are reading together. So I do kind of have to glance at that from time to time. Another thing I do with my Traveler's Journal is blog tours. So I do have dates that I say when certain things are happening. If I already know, I'm sorry, I keep pointing to things that I'm totally out of frame. I want to go back. There's a readathon then, there's a blog tour then, and I've got a few other spots that I've got blog tours already set up. So, but that's obviously future dates. That's it. It's been a long video. We will see. Hopefully none of my friends will enable me to read something else and interrupt the flow of what I have here. But if they do, all I simply do is insert a space and cut and paste and move things up, down, and around. And a way that I can show you how I cut and paste, you see how this is a library hold right here. If this doesn't show up by the time I get to wherever I end up at the end of next week, all I'll do is just move it down. And as I get each one read, I will put it in yellow if I've got to write the review. If I do a draft, I put it in light yellow. If the reviews are actually already up, then they're in white. And one thing I didn't do yet is when I get to the end of my reading week, I put in I shaded gray so that it's separated by week. This continues to be counted numbers up until 30 or 40 depending on each month, and then that way I could at a glance know what is a Friday Reads video, and I can tell you right now that this goes up to here. So that's it. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. I'll put something in frame until I shut the camera off. I appreciate your time and your patience, and I thank you for watching. Thank you. Bye-bye.